5 seconds. Yeah, it's like people with this NFL training camp stuff. Like, oh, did you see? He got burned. Like, dude, they run thousands of reps. You looked at 1 8-second clip on Twitter. Relax. It means nothing. Stop
that beat reporter doesn't want clicks or anything like that. He doesn't need.
No. Did you see Trayvon Diggs got absolutely smoked in one of his 17,000 reps this camp? Oh my God. People are so ridiculous.
I'm grabbing a soda.
We're live. What's up, everybody? Excuse me. Thanks everyone for joining on a Saturday afternoon. What a Friday night for the sauce. Yeah, on yesterday's show, I went 17-5 plus 6.85 units. I was dealing yesterday. The VIP also picked up a unit and a half. Oh, wow, what the hell? Sorry. So the VIP is up 27 and change units in the last 25 days or something crazy. Such a hot streak. We're hoping to keep that going. We have a ton to get to today. So anything you guys like to say before we dive in?
Nope. I got my shit pushed in yesterday, but it happens. I can handle it. Let's do it.
All right. In that case, let's go to the first game, which is... I can't see it on my screen.
Oh, it's Marlins versus Cubs.
Marlins versus Cubs is first. I have Angels at Mariners first.
Well, the Cubs game...
this is the game that's already happening. Well, this game already started, so skip it.
All right, cool. I'm glad. I didn't want to give a pick for that one.
Is it Angels at Mariners next?
Yes.
All right. You guys might... I'll go first. You guys might not remember Jaime Maria from last year, but there was a stretch where this dude was looking good as hell in the Angels rotation last season. Man, why can't I stop coughing? He spent most of this year coming out of the bullpen, but he gets his first start today. Let me mention that the Mariners don't have much experience hitting off this guy, but the little experience they do have has been awful. The Seattle Mariners roster as a whole is just 5 for 27 in their career against Jaime Maria. That's a 113 batting average. George Kirby pitching for Seattle. He's coming off a great July, definitely. But he doesn't have the greatest numbers at home in Seattle. He's 0-2 with a 4.04 ERA at home. Compared to his numbers on the road, that's not great. Doesn't really make me too confident in laying that huge juice with the Mariners. I'm playing the Angels again. Angels money line plus 170 at a half unit. Angels first 5 money line at plus 157 for another half unit.
All right, Tosh, you want to go?
No, go ahead.
All right, so I think that Jaime Barria may have a great game. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I think he does. But I also think that George Kirby is going to have a phenomenal game here. Yes, Sauce did mention that he is slightly worse at home. I'll definitely give him that. But there's 2 things that George Kirby is great at. And one, that's pitching during the day. I mean, just look at his day starts. 207 OBP, 472 OPS, a 232 BABIP. He's nasty. During the day against lefties, which there's 5 or 6 in that Angels lineup today, he's practically untouchable. We're talking about a guy with a 0.66 ERA, a 200 OPS, a 37.8 K percentage, and a 0.37 WHIP. He is absolutely nasty during the day. I think it's going to be a bit low scoring here, but ultimately I think the Mariners can get to Barria. He has been having a good year, but I'm not really buying too much into it, and I don't know how long he's going to go in this game. On top of that, the Angels bullpen has been pretty pissed for most of the season. Now you get rid of Raisel Iglesias, who's their best reliever, hands down, and it's not a group I really want to back. So I'm taking a little page out of the Sauce's book. Seattle money line under 11.5 runs. That's a SGP. I got that for minus 120. Give me 0.75 units on that.
Toast.
Don't love double headers, but my boy Jaime's on the mound again. LA money line, our first 5 money line at plus 160 for a half a unit.
Yeah, the first 5 money line was at like plus 158, plus 160 Beaver. You put me for plus 170 on it.
Oh, that's dope. All right, I'll fix it now. All right, so you're both putting a half unit and fading the Curbster? Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong. All right, on to the next game. We got Pirates at Orioles.
All right, Pirates at Orioles next. Toast, why don't you start?
I'm going to be doing a Orioles money line with the Phillies, and that comes back out at, I think, 119. Like, let me make sure. Yes. Phillies, Orioles, money line parlay at plus 119. I'm just going to keep on riding the Orioles. I mean, I lost yesterday because they didn't win by 2, but Voth has been really good for them. Their bullpen is still really pitching very well, even though they got rid of Lopez. So, and then as far as the Phillies are concerned, they're facing one of the worst starting pitchers in the league. So I think at plus 120 for 0.75 units, that's where I'm going to go.
I also am making a parlay with the Orioles raw money line, but I did an SGP for this one. It's Baltimore money line under 12.5, and that comes out to be minus 105 for 0.75 units. Austin Voth is pitching, which means the Baltimore Orioles are probably going to win the game. That streak actually ended last start. He just got beat 3-0 by somebody. I don't even remember who it was, but still, I like the way this team plays when this dude's on the mound. They always come out with a bit of extra energy on the offensive end. And another thing, I always fade JT Brubaker. So, truthfully, I feel a little bad for JT because he's got a 3.71 ERA on the road this year. That's not even bad. That's solid numbers for road starts on an entire season. But unfortunately, he plays for Pittsburgh. So in those road starts where he has a 3.71 ERA, he's actually 0-6. So dude just gets no help from his team. Regardless, I'm always fading him. So give me that SGP there.
All right.
I mean, he went 7 innings and 3 hits against the Marlins and got a no decision.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I'm going with a player prop here. I'm going Austin Voth under 2.5 earned runs at minus 150. I'm putting a full unit on it. I think that this line's a bit crazy. The guy doesn't even go 5 innings most games, so he really is capped around 75 pitches. I could see if he was going into the 6th, 7th inning where the Pirates do damage against starting pitchers, where this could get a little tricky. But in the first 5, I mean, they're scoring 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. They can't score in the first 5 innings. Usually around the 3rd time in the order is when you're going to see them really get to a pitcher like a Burns, a Woodruff, all those guys. But truthfully, Austin Voth has had a goddamn revelation with the Baltimore Orioles. He was coming into Baltimore with, like, I want to say an ERA higher than 10. Since joining the Orioles, 2.54 ERA, a 2.88 OBP, 621 OPS, and what I love to see is a 25.9 hard hit percentage. The Pittsburgh Pirates cannot hit on the road, and truthfully, I just think the Brewers had like an aneurysm on the mound in that series against Pittsburgh. It was crazy. I mean, Corbin Burns was walking like 5 guys. It was absolutely insane. Another stat that I have is the past 16 righties against the Pirates have put the Pirates under 3 runs in the first 5. Now they have to be earned. Now we're talking about a guy in Voth who doesn't even go 5 innings essentially and has gone under in 6 to 7 starts with the Orioles. I love it. I think that they're going to shut Pittsburgh down. And I think that really their series against the Brewers was a fluke. Kind of the same thing with the Dodgers, and you saw them after that Dodgers series really come out flat for the next 3 games against Arizona, who they had played at the time. So I love Austin Voth to deal here some more.
All right, next game, and let me know what it is.
Oh, it is Washington. It's Washington against Philadelphia.
All right, I'll go first. So Patrick Corbin on the season is 1-8 with an 8.43 ERA on the road. That's just terrible. I mean, how do we not just blindly fade this dude every single time he pitches away from Washington? Seriously. Now this one, it is a little interesting because Ranger Suarez is pitching for the Phillies, and he's much better on the road. So, but he's actually not nearly as good at home in Philly. So we have both starting pitchers in an uncomfortable spot for them. And it gets even more interesting because it's a lefty-lefty pitching matchup here, and both of these teams have good numbers against lefties in the last couple of weeks. Philly's 11th, Washington is 13th. So to me, all of those things put together points towards runs. I'm betting the over 2 ways. Taking the first 5 over 4.5. That's at minus 125 for a half unit. And I'm taking the over at 9 at minus 105 for another half unit. Toast, where are you at? Oh, you have this one in a parlay, Philly, Baltimore.
Yeah, but I also have a play on the game.
All right, cool.
Is that available? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
Nah, don't give it, bro.
Nah, it's not loud.
No, I actually just wanted to focus on runs as well. I did SGP Phillies money line over 6.5 at minus 125 for 0.75 units.
Phillies money line over 6.5. All right.
What were the odds?
Minus 125.
And Beaver, where are you at?
I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm not backing the Nationals here. Patrick Corbin's about as bad as it gets, people. This guy is a misery, not only to just the casual baseball fans who have to watch him. He's a misery to Nationals bettors, and he's a misery to Nationals fans. There's simply not a chance that I'm backing this scrub motherfucker on the road. He has been terrible, and he has poor numbers against the Phillies. And you want to see what he did the last time he was out against the Phillies. 3.1 innings pitched, 8 hits, 9 runs allowed. Jesus Christ. And his last 4 starts against the Phillies, he's 0-3 with a 7.08 ERA and a 1.87 whip. He's even more heinous on the road. And his last 5 starts, the man owns a 10.69 ERA and a 1.066 OPS. People, there's no reason. There's no reason to bet on this guy. Phillies first 5 team total over 2.5. That's at minus 150, which sucks because I got it at minus 125 this morning, and I'm gonna put 0.75 units on it.
All right. So that's just a straight fade of Corbin.
Yeah, the guy's a misery.
The next game, in my notes, it should be Rays at Tigers.
That it is.
Beaver, why don't you start on this one?
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be backing McClanahan 2 ways here. I don't give a damn if the Tigers are better at hitting lefties. You're getting Shane McClanahan off his worst start of the season against a lineup that even who's better against lefties isn't really scoring much. So I'm not really too worried about this here. I'm going with Sugar Shane. And I'm playing him 2 ways, under 2.5.
Do people actually call him Sugar Shane McClanahan?
Yes.
Oh my
Under
God.
earned runs, 105.5 units. The guy's a beast. What do you want me to say? And to record a W, that's at, what is it? I think that's at minus 125, and I'm going to put 0.5 units on that as well. Simply put, Garrett Hill's on the mound, who has been a misery over his last 4 starts. I get that he's better at home. I get that he's better against lefties, but McClanahan might not give up a run here. I truly think that he's going to put up on a clinic today.
I don't. So I'm on the Tigers. The best spot to take sharp stabs with the Detroit Tigers are number 1 at home in Detroit, and number 2 against left-handed starters. And that's what we have here. Yeah, they may be going against the favorite to win the AL Cy Young, and that does complicate things a bit. But McClanahan in his last start was looking like shit. Baltimore smacked him around. Now, was that start a fluke? Probably.
No, they didn't smack him around. No,
they
didn't.
They got 2 hits in 7 innings.
Yeah, that's clownery,
wait.
bro.
And then 2 starts ago?
Yep.
So which one was I looking at?
I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Cleveland smacked him around, not Baltimore. I said his last start. I just mixed the team up.
Okay.
Cleveland.
Well, you said his last start, and then you said Baltimore smacked him around
so
too,
that's
to
what I
make it
messed
seem
up. I
like
said
he's
his-
been getting smacked around, which he hasn't.
No, I just said his last start. I just messed up the team.
I'll kill you.
Cleveland smacked him around. You guys want to debate that point?
No.
That's what I thought. They smacked him around. He sucks. So was that start a fluke? Probably. Yeah, a little bit. That's something to consider. Garrett Hill pitching for the Tigers. He's only made 5 starts this season, I believe. And I'm opening up just to make sure that's accurate. Yes, he's only made 5 starts this season, but the two starts of those 5 that were at home were both solid. He pitched San Diego wasn't that solid, but it was all right, and he pitched great against the Cleveland Guardians in his first start of the season at home. Basically, I'm just fading the entire world that backs Shane McClanahan blindly whenever he pitches. I think this is a crazy price. And I wrote down, I forgot to say, Garrett Hill in these 2 starts at home is 1-0 with a 3.27 ERA. It's only 2 starts, but I'm just fading the whole world. Detroit plus 1.5. It's at plus 130 to come within 1 run of a team whose bats I don't trust at all. So Detroit plus 1.5, plus 130 for just a half unit.
See, now, I thought you were going to go with the money line. I don't hate the half a unit because if you look at Shane McClanahan on the road, when he does win games, they are by 2 or less runs most of the time. So, but I didn't like what you were saying about him against the Orioles. The man pitched 7 innings, allowed 2 hits.
I said the wrong team.
Disrespectful. All right, Toast, what do you got?
I'm going to go Rays, Phillies, money line parlay at minus 115 for a full unit. Can't really say much more than what you guys have already said. I understand with Kyle that the Detroit has a really great price, so we can both win. But I think the Rays are playing pretty damn well right now, and they showed last night. They kind of flexed their muscles late. So, yeah.
What are the odds for that, real quick, Chief?
Minus 115.
All right. And then regarding the comment about the ticker, yeah, I updated all this beforehand, and then when I saved it, it crashed. So I didn't have time to update the ticker again. The live odds will be on the screen. Those are the correct ones. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, the ticker is yesterday's stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think people looked at that shit, to be honest. So
neither did I.
Props to someone for noticing.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Eighth Hokage. All right.
Next game.
Astros, Cleveland.
Oh, man, I went sharp as hell.
Oh, my God. I was thinking the same thing.
Yo, Luis Garcia has been a beast on the road. Can't deny it. He's got a 2.72 ERA on the road on the season. There's no other way to phrase it. He's been really good in his starts on the road. But hold on, there seems to be a pattern here when this dude starts on the road. The Astros just don't win games at a high rate. I mean, in Luis Garcia's last 7 road starts, the Astros are 3-4. So even though he pitches well, Houston either just doesn't give him help or finds a way to blow it at the end of the game. It's below 500 record, 3-4 for the Astros. Just not a spot they play well in. I also think Cal Quantrill is overdue for a great start. This dude's 5-0 with a 3.44 ERA at home on the season. He's been good at home, and he's coming off, I think, 2 bad starts in a row. Might be 3. His last home start against Arizona, and he got hit up bad. So I really think Cal Quantrill's due for like a huge, big-time start against the Astros here. I have 2 bets. Cleveland money line at plus 140 for a half unit. And Houston first 5 team total under 2.5 at minus 125 for another half unit. Toast, where you at?
Have I told you that I loved you today? I've only talked to you once, but goddamn, I respect and love you. Cleveland money line at plus 145 for a half a unit, and Cleveland plus 1.5 at minus 120 for 0.75 units. Like Sauce said, we've already seen this matchup earlier in the year, and Garcia looked pretty decent, but he gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks. I just don't think that he has that hit, swing, and miss stuff that's going to trick Cleveland. Beavers talked about how hard it is to strike Cleveland out, and I think that's going to give them a lot of success here today. And like Sauce said, Cal Quantrill's coming off of starts, but he stayed home. He hasn't had to travel, and he's been solid at home all year this year. When he pitched against Houston earlier this year, he did take a loss in 6 innings, but he only gave up 2 runs. He did walk 4 guys. I bet you he cleans it up a little bit today. This is a really good price. And keep in mind, Astros will not have Dusty Baker. He got COVID. So it's just another little added thing I like to play against them when they don't have their manager.
So what was that second bet, Toast? Was it plus 1.5?
Yeah, minus 120.
And how many units, sir?
0.75.
When you get excited, you speak fast. I'm the same way. I'm not the quickest typer in the world. Yeah, so I definitely think that there's something going on here, because if you look at Luis Garcia's K prop, that's the most sus number I've ever seen. The buddy's hit it in like his past 14 to 16 games. And because of that, as you know, I love taking unders of righties at Cleveland. It's my favorite activity. So Garcia under 4.5 Ks. You could get that at plus 102. I'm only going to put a half unit on it because I also have 2 more bets in this game. So let's put that at 40. Well, actually, let's put that at 30. Sorry, I got to make that font small. Nah, one day. Quantrill under 3.5 Ks. I really don't like Quantrill in this spot. He's been god-awful against righties lately. I personally think he sucks, and I don't trust him whatsoever. You could get him at minus 122 for 0.5 units. Past 2 times he's faced Houston, I think he has 2 and 1K through like 12 innings pitched. Good off that. And then I'm also going to take the Houston first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 105 for a half unit. I think that Houston's bats are back, baby. And if you look at Cal Quantrill's numbers against Houston, they're not very good. He's not good against righties, as I was talking about earlier. He's only got 11.8 K percentage. That is piss. And then you take into effect that some of their new acquisitions like Mancini and Vasquez have very good numbers against Quantrill, and I really don't like the spot for him. I think that there's something going on here, but I'm going to take the first 5 team total at plus money if I see it at that. So that's what I'm playing.
All right. We're on the opposite sides there. All right. Next game.
Really quickly, Dope Hat. Just noticed that.
What's up?
Dope Hat. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Pistons.
You got that at the convention?
No. That's just an NBA shop. Whoever gets the money from the NBA shop, I'm putting their kids through college. I love that story.
It's like RotoWare for me.
All right, next game.
White Sox, Rangers.
Yeah. Toast, go first.
I am all over the White Sox today. Again, I really like Michael Kopech. So I'm going to go White Sox first 5 money line at minus 110 for 0.75 units. And then White Sox on the money line at minus 120 for 0.75 units as well. I think that we haven't seen what the White Sox bats can do, and they've won a couple games now, and without their guys really going off. Now that they're getting more and more healthy, I just think that sooner or later they're going to go off, and Dane Dunning could be that guy that lights the fuse for them. So I'm all over the White Sox today.
I'm on the other side. I have Texas money line plus 102 for put 0.75 units on it. I really like the spot for Texas. What are the best spots to bet Dane Dunning? Number 1, at home. Number 2, at night. So we get both of them there. That's where his best numbers always are, at home and a night game in Arlington. Michael Kopech does me a bit because he seems to have shaken that slump off. He's coming off 3 consecutive good starts. So he seems to be back to the form similar to where he was earlier in the season when he was looking like an ace on the rise. Another thing worries me is the White Sox bats have been better than the Texas bats overall and against right-handed pitching. But here's the thing. Chicago's lineup really hasn't done shit in this series. Scored a combined 4 runs in the first 2 games of this series. So as hot as they were before, seems like they cooled off pretty quickly. And to me, the deciding factor is the bullpens. The White Sox bullpen has been slightly better than Texas, but they used all 3 of their main arms last night. I think 2 of them are probably going to be available tonight, but still, Texas' main bullpen arms all had the day off. So it's not a huge bet, 0.75 units, but I like the spot for Texas to win the series.
All right, so I'm on neither of your sides. In a way, I'm on both of your sides, and I'll tell you why. Dude, I want to bet Texas so fucking bad, but I can't ignore this. Dane Dunning's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Dude, he's lost his last 12 or 13 starts. The team doesn't put up runs for him whatsoever. I was going through each game looking at the first 5, and they never support the guy. So as good as he is at home and as good as he is against righties, which let me tell you, I mean, 609 OPS, a 58.5 ground ball percentage, a 28K percentage. He is damn good at home against righties. I love Dane Dunning in this spot. But they don't score for him. They don't win for him. They always go under that first 5 under. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going first 5 under 4.5 at minus 122. Both these teams' bats have looked extremely flat lately. And our friends at ballparkpal.com have shown that Texas does have some unfriendly conditions for hitters today. I'm taking the bullpens out of it because honestly I think both of them stink. But truthfully, I like both pitchers. If there's one who's in a worse spot, truthfully, it's Kopech on the road against some lefties. I don't like that spot for him at all, but he is coming back into form. I think both these guys hold up, and at max, there's going to be 4 runs through that first 5.
All right, first 5 under. I like that, too, because I actually think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game also.
Thank you, sir.
Next game, players.
Giants Athletics, so tough.
I'll go first. This is a really tough one. I don't love this at all. But I'm on Oakland plus 1.5 at plus 110 for 0.75 units. So, Carlos Rodon's pitching. He hasn't been that great on the road all year, but especially lately, he got straight up rocked. Carlos Rodon got straight up rocked in 3 of his last 4 starts. Yeah, 2 of those were in Arizona against the Diamondbacks, who hit lefty really well. One was against the Dodgers in LA, and the other one was against the Padres. So it is a tough 4-game stretch of 4 starts on the road. That's tough. But still, he got completely crushed. You know which baseball team is 6th in the MLB in OPS against lefties in the last 2 weeks? The Oakland Athletics. Yeah. Just when I filed this team back under the bullshit list, their lineup comes up and they put up another 8-piece last night. This Oakland team is hitting. So to get 1.5 at plus 110, it's tough to really pass that up, especially when you add on the fact that the San Francisco Giants are dead last. 30th in Major League Baseball in OPS against right-handed pitching in the past 2 weeks. This lineup has sucked against righties all year. So you have that poor Giants lineup against right-handed pitching on the road with a lefty starter against a team that's hitting lefties really well, and you're giving me plus 1.5 at plus 110. I can't pass it up. Beaver, what do you think?
Yeah, so this game was really, really tough for me, dude. I was trying to find so many ways to back the Athletics here, but I simply can't do it. Maybe they're hitting lefties in the bullpen pretty well, but dude, I'm looking at their game logs against left-handed pitchers, and they're getting shut out every single time. 0 earned runs against Jose Suarez, who sucks. 1 earned run against Perez, 0 against Skubal, 2 against Valdez, and I watched that game. That was bullshit. Maldonado gave up those 2 earned runs. I'm not blind to that. The only guy they've really gotten to in the past, I don't know, I want to go ahead and say 9 games against a lefty, has been Kikuchi, who sucks. He's abysmal. I think that Carlos Rodon's going to go out here and pitch some angry baseball. I think that we saw how he did earlier this year against this team, and he absolutely shelled them. I like the Athletics, don't get me wrong. I really have enjoyed betting on them lately because they keep cashing. But at some point, San Francisco's due for a win. This team is garbage, but they're not that garbage. The Giants do own the Yeah, I know, they're that garbage, Toe. Stop. But I just personally, I do like the Giants here. And what I'm going to do is I took some of that vig away, and I'm going with the San Francisco money line, and then Oak under 0.5 runs.
Yo, why does it still say our Texas pick in front of us?
My bad. I didn't hit the live. I don't know why I did that. That's my bad, Chiefs. Under 0.5 runs in the first inning, and I got that at minus 140 for 0.75 units because Carlos Rodon doesn't give up runs in the first inning. All right.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Sauce. I'm going to go Oakland team total over 2.5 at minus 120 for 0.75 units. First and foremost, yeah, Rendon's looked really good his last time out, but like Sauce said, the Athletics have been hitting. I was going to take him on the run line as well, but I was I don't know. I do worry at times, but I just think that them scoring 3 runs in a Giants bullpen that's like 26th in most metrics over the last 30 days. So I'm just taking the home team to score 3 runs here at a really cheap price. I really like it.
If I could give the Giants a bit of a break here, they are playing some pretty tough teams as of late. I will definitely give them that.
Yo, what's that in the background? Is something going on?
A domestic violence, something like that. I don't know.
All right. Next game.
All right, so we're on to game 2 of the doubleheader.
I actually have 2 bets, and I'll just put them up quick. Mets money line at -135 for a half unit, and first 5 under 3.5 at -105 for a half unit. These are 2 very, very square, very, very public plays here. Just backing Max Scherzer. And it's against Fried, and the Mets have been weak against lefties too. That's why I'm on the first 5 under as well. But Scherzer lives for these big games, man. He's a really intense guy. I like the Mets to win the second one tonight. Toast, what do you think?
I'm all over the Mets here today. I think I said it on the show yesterday. I'm going to be betting the Mets every single game of this series. So I'll give me the Mets money line at -130 for a full unit. Not only do we get Mad Max on the mound for them, but we've already seen this matchup earlier, and Mad Max didn't really look that good. I don't think, from the looks of it, I don't think Diaz is going to pitch here today. But either way, he should be available for game 2 as well. I'm all over the Mets here. I think they're the better team, and I'm going to continue to bet them.
All right. So Beaver.
So I got 2 plays for this one, both a half unit. Mets money line -130 for 0.5 units. I do like it. Personally, I learned a lesson from Mr. Kyle, and I agree with it. It's that Max Fried does not pitch well against division rivals. He folds in these situations. Max Scherzer lives for these situations. I'll go with the Mets team total over 3.5 at -115 for a half unit, just because it just keeps hitting at an absurd rate. And honestly, in a doubleheader, we'll have to see what the Atlanta bullpen puts out there for that second game. But Max Fried, as we've seen time and time again, doesn't matter if it's against the Nationals, it doesn't matter if it's against the Phillies, they will get to this guy as a division rival.
All right, so we're all on the same side there. Next game, please. And read it off what it is.
It is the Boston Red Sox against the KC Royals.
Red Sox, Royals. I bet the Red Sox 3 ways here.
Yeah, I love the Red Sox here.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't after that Eovaldi last start looking like an ace again. Give me Boston money line -145 and a half unit. Boston first 5 minus a half run at -110 for another half unit. And Boston -1.5 at +15 for yet another half unit. Did you get all that?
Yep.
All right. So, exactly what I just said to Beaver. Nathan Eovaldi in his last start. We knew that this dude was better than what he was showing, right? We knew that. He goes into Houston and beats the Astros and throws an absolute gem. Gotta love it. Definitely backing him here in Kansas City. Another thing I like, the Boston Red Sox, the bats obviously haven't been good at all. We know that. They've been trash. But they have been hitting left-handed pitching better than they're hitting right-handed pitching, considering they're right down there with the Giants towards the bottom of the league in their OPS against righties recently. In lefties, they still suck, but they're significantly better. I think they go from 29th up to like 21st or 20th against lefties, so it's a significant step forward. Daniel Lynch, he's not been a reliable starter at all. I don't hate the guy. I don't think he's trash, but you really can't consistently throw your money on Daniel Lynch as a starting pitcher. He did throw a good game in Chicago against the White Sox in his last start. Got to give him that. I don't think the Boston Red Sox should have any problems putting up at least 2 or 3 runs on this guy early. My confidence level is pretty high here, which is why I'm betting it 3 ways. The only concern, and this is a big concern, it's the Red Sox bullpen. We know how bad that they've been. They've been awful. I think their advantage in the starting pitching department and their advantage with the bats today should be enough to overcome that bullpen. And let's keep in mind the Royals also have a trash bullpen. Maybe not as bad as the Red Sox bullpen has been, but it's bad. See, I'm on Boston 3 ways. What about you?
Couldn't agree more. Not on them. Well, I'm on them 2 ways. Boston first 5 minus 0.5 for 0.75 units, and then Boston money line at minus 145 for another 0.75 units. Yeah, I really can't really add much. I mean, I think all 3 of us tried to go sharp yesterday with Kansas City, and it just didn't work out. I think Boston's probably just going to stomp them here again today.
I agree. To answer the comment, 50 Ruby, we don't really do like a max play. What we do is on the app, when on the Sauce Network app, when we post the final plays, there'll be a top bet section, and it'll be anywhere from like 4 to 7 bets, and they'll be ordered. So the number 1 bet under top bets, that would be your max play. We just don't really like call it that, but that's download the Sauce Network app it's available on Apple or Google Play, and look for the top bet section at the bottom. That's what you're looking for.
We do hammerhead shark locks, but that's just
Sarcastically.
few and far between. Few and far between. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing.
Yeah, every once in a while we throw out a hammerhead. And I do have another parlay at the end of this episode that literally cannot miss.
It's already money in the bank.
It's already. You can spend it, put a down payment down, do whatever.
All right,
People,
Chief.
where you at?
Normally, I like to avoid plus money when I'm doing K props, but this is so tasty. I simply can't do it. I love the spot for Nathan Eovaldi today. I think he's gonna deal his goddamn face off, and I'll tell you why. We're getting a plus price with Eovaldi, and that's just due to him not cashing in 4 of his last 5 games. But we also need to take some context into that. One of them was against the Angels, where he literally got hurt mid-game and left with 5 Ks, so I'm not going to count that against him. The other one was his return against the Yankees, a top 10 team in K percentage, on the road. That's a tough spot. Then it was at home against Cleveland, who doesn't strike out, and then at home against the Blue Jays, who rocked him into a different century and also don't strike out. Then he goes to Houston, and that's when everything changes. The man looked on fire, and I was loving what I was seeing from him. On the road, we're talking about a guy who owns a 2.25 ERA, a 6.21 OPS, a 63 point K percentage, and now he's going to face 5 lefties in that in that Royals lineup. He feasts upon lefties, and what that translates to is the 34 K percentage. Not to mention, the last time he saw KC last year, who was number 1 in K percentage, he struck out 6 guys. Now you take out Benintendi, you take out Rivera, you take out Merrifield, all very low K guys, and I love the chances of him getting 6+ here. He owns a 37.8 K percentage and a 4.63 OPS against his KC current lineup, and not only is he 6 of 9 on the road, averaging 6, but the last 8 of 9 right-handed pitchers against KC have hit their K total. Give me that plus money, Eovaldi dealage. Love it.
Really quickly, to Sauce's point about the Boston bullpen, they are a little bit weak, but good news for us. Tanner Houck and Garrett Whitlock both didn't pitch yesterday. They're their co-closer, so that's good news for us.
What about John Schreiber? Did he pitch?
Mr. Schreiber, yes,
Beaver,
20 pitches.
Can we get some comments going? We've been staring at username comment for the duration.
That's really weird because I've been clicking on comments the entire time.
Really?
I was gonna say my whole thing says Angels at Mariners, so on my screen.
Yeah, that's what mine says too. But they don't see that. They see the other screen of the line.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
I swear on God, I've been clicking on these comments.
Next game. And what is it?
It is Blue Jays against Twins.
All right, Toast, what do you think?
What game was it?
Blue Jays against Twins.
Oh, all over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays money line for a full unit. Look, I don't even think that the Blue Jays should have lost yesterday. They had bases loaded in the 10th inning after coming back, so Minnesota shit the lead away. Then they have bases loaded in the 10th. They strike out twice, and then in the bottom of the 10th, of all people, Matt Chapman makes a shitty throw. I just don't trust it. Mitch White was solid for the Dodgers, I think, all year except for one bad start against the Cardinals, if I remember correctly. But I have no problem with him. And then if you take a look at the Toronto bullpen, guys like Romano, he only pitched 8 pitches yesterday, but they still got Bass and Miza and Yemi Garcia. Yemi Garcia won't be able to pitch, but Simber, Phelps, all those guys will be able to pitch. I'm all over Toronto today.
Me too. Toronto money line, same thing for a full unit. I decided I was betting Toronto yesterday, before I even knew who was pitching in this game. So I hit the Twins' first 5 and full game yesterday, and I cashed that first 5. But the truth is, I ended up winning the Twins money line in extra innings, and I feel like I didn't deserve that win. So whenever that happens, I always think the pendulum will swing back the other way. This is a great price to get a team like the Blue Jays at. And my only hesitation. Dylan Bundy does have good numbers at home this year. We can't ignore that. Damn, I didn't write him down, but he's got an ERA like 2.84 or something at home. He's been good at home in Minnesota. But to me, the Blue Jays have one of those lineups that's good enough where if you like the spot for them, you can disregard a split or two like that because that lineup's good enough to hit anybody in any spot. So if you like the Blue Jays lineup, you can disregard a Dylan Bundy home split. Blue Jays coming off a frustrating 10-inning loss. I think they definitely handle it. I was going to do the team total over also, but I figured just put a full unit on the money line.
Just to give you guys a quick example, teams on the road against Dylan Bundy have an 853 OPS. At home, it's around 600. So,
oh wow,
just to give you guys an example,
that is a significant difference.
Yeah, so there needs to be one man bold enough to do it. Minnesota first 5 money line at plus 104. I'm not the biggest Mitch White guy out there. I'll simply tell you that right now. He's definitely looked solid in 2 of his past 4 starts, and he's kind of looked like shit in 2 of his past 4 starts. You allow 9 hits to the Nationals, and you're immediately on alert for me. His worst spot is on the road against some righties, where he has a 36.2 hard hit percentage and a 346 WOBA. Who are the righties on this Twins team? Oh, I don't know. Carlos Correa, Byron Buxton, Miranda, who's on fire right now, Urshela, and Sanchez. Buxton, Urshela, and Sanchez all sat yesterday, and the Twins were still able to win that game. Now you inject them back into the lineup. I like their bats to be a little more lively today. And then on top of that, we're talking about Dylan Bundy, who, yes, I know, Dylan Bundy for the past 6 or 7 years has been god-awful. He's been a bust. He's been this. He's been that. But you simply can't ignore what the guy is doing at home. And not only at home, but against righties, which I've bet on him multiple times in this spot, and I've won multiple times. Why? Because he's 5-0-1 on the first 5 money line at home. All he does is win at home. They put up runs for him. He doesn't give up runs. It's a beautiful thing. At home against righties, 410 OPS, 188 WOBA, zero home runs allowed, and that's 7 of the guys in the Blue Jays lineup. And he has a 16.4 hard hit percentage. That is sexy right there. I don't want to back the bullpen. I think you guys could still win, honestly, because the Twins bullpen has looked shaky at best lately, while the Toronto bullpen literally looks untouchable. But I'm gonna isolate that first 5. I like the plus money here. Give me that.
Did you say Dylan Bundy's first 5 record at home? What was that?
5-0-1.
Isn't that the first 5 guy in the comments saying fading Bundy helps pay his bills? It's 5-0-1 in the first 5. All right, next game.
You gotta love it.
You were crazy, man.
Dude, by the way, I'm so sorry we can't get comments up today. There's been technical difficulties all day. I'm really sorry about it. I'm trying to get them up right now. I can't do it. So next show they'll be back. I promise.
Just go to the next game, please, so I can stay out.
All right, I'll go first. And so I know a lot of people are on Cincinnati here. 93% of the money's on Cincinnati, the most public ball of the day.
Yeah, so public.
And I mean, the more I looked at it, the more I get it. To me, this is a really tough one. The Reds just aren't scoring runs, and I feel like I need to deboard. They were able to pick up a couple wins against Miami, but they won those games like 3-1 and 3-2. I think I need to get off the Reds train. First up, it's a lefty-lefty matchup. The Reds have been better against lefties than the Brewers, pretty significantly, actually. Cincinnati 13th in the MLB in OPS against lefties. Milwaukee 26th. So they've been a lot better against lefties. And this is a lefty-lefty matchup. Next up, Nick Lodolo actually has better numbers in the month of July than Aaron Ashby does. So he's actually been pitching very slightly better than Aaron Ashby. But here's the kicker, and here's why I'm on Milwaukee. Lodolo, in his 2 starts on the road, has been awful. He lost both of them with a 10.29 ERA. I'm fading all that sharp money on Cincinnati. I'm on Milwaukee -1.5 at +120 for 0.75 unit.
Love it.
That is so funny because I've seen some of the talking heads of Twitter that give out MLB picks that are on Cincinnati money line, and to find out that 93% of the money on that is just hilarious to me. I'll be taking the Brewers -1.5 at, what was it, +120 we're getting it at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, +120 for a half a unit, and then I'll be taking the Brewers money line and parlaying that with the Phillies on the money line for 0.75 units, and the odds on that are +113. I knew it was 13. Yeah.
Toast, I'm going to be borderline shitting my pants praying that the Phillies win this game for you. You have like 4 parlays with them, you psycho.
Wait, you just parlayed them with the Phillies?
Yeah.
Bro, that's 3 parlays with the Phillies.
I am going to shit my pants during that game, bro.
Toast's entire day rides with the Phillies money line.
I respect the shit out of it.
It's the unit 75, and they're all plus money. Like, I'm not. It's all good.
Oh, that's +113.
I mean, I really don't see the Phillies losing to Patrick Corbin, so I think you're safe.
Yeah,
I'm not sweating at all.
Corbin
I've been
doesn't.
baseball a long time. Even if they do lose, I'm gonna be all right.
Corbin does not win. That guy's a loser. All right.
Like, I'm not worried about it. I mean, if I was on here giving out full unit max hammerhead shark plays with 4 parlays, then yeah, I get it. But I'm like,
oh, and so someone said Marlins scored a run in the thing. Apparently, it got overturned. It's still
it's 0-0. I have both the games on right here.
The Miami Marlins. We're
the
up 3-0.
Yeah.
We don't stop. We don't stop. We beast. That's what the Mets do. All right. So I'm going to take the first 5 under here at 4.5 at -141. Nick Lodolo does stink on the road. I'll definitely give him that. But at the same time, you know who else stinks? You know who else stinks like dirty ass? The Milwaukee Brewers against left-handed pitching. The last 6 lefties who faced them have a 1.8 ERA and a 1.17 whip. You want to know what they are against lefties since July? 28th in OPS, 27th in WRC+, and 22nd in ground ball percentage. That is not good. Another thing that I've been looking at is my boy Aaron Ashby at home is wet. So you could diss him on the road. I've called him Ashby before many a times. But, dude, when he's at home, the guy's got a 577 OPS, a 23.1 hard hit percentage, and a 57 ground ball percentage. Those are everything you're looking for in terms of a pitcher you're backing. And then, as I said on yesterday's show, which cast with ease, the Reds can't score against lefties on the road. They haven't forced a pitcher to 3 earned runs since April 7th, their first game against a lefty of the season. This team doesn't score against lefties on the road. It's simple. So, truthfully, as long as Lodolo doesn't get absolutely murdered, then I think that this is going to cash with relative ease. But one thing I will do, because in case he does get murdered, and I think that they could just cover this in general, I will take that Milwaukee -1.5 with you guys at +120 for a half a unit, because everybody and their mother wants to bet the Reds. I'll bet the Brewers.
Yeah, it's a fade the public spot. Reds are the most public dog I've seen in a while.
Speaking of fade the public spots, Yankees against Cardinals.
Beaver, why don't you start this one off?
Where's the money in that game?
All on the Yankees.
Oh my God, perfect.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, everybody. St. Louis money line at -112 for 0.75 units. I'm a prop reader. I look at these lines for all these games, and then I use that to help make some decisions sometimes when I really don't know. And when I was looking at the fact that Jordan Montgomery, who has been getting cranked lately, his earned runs line is juiced to the under pretty heavily. I decided to say to myself, all right, well, I like St. Louis here. This is a revenge game for Jordan Montgomery. He did not expect to get traded at the deadline whatsoever. He was actually in an interview I saw 30 minutes beforehand, and he was talking about how happy he was that he got these guys along his side. They trade him. Now he's going to be coming in pissed off into this game. And Domingo Germán, yes, he has had 2 decent starts in a row. I'm not going to say great, but overall in the year, I mean, the guy still got a 970 OPS and is allowing 2.84 home runs per 9. You want to know what St. Louis has been doing against righties lately? I would actually argue that they've been better against righties than lefties lately, because you look at the last 13 that have faced them. That's a huge sample size. We're talking about these righties having a 7.62 ERA and a 1.6 whip against them. Every single righty they've faced in the past 13 games against righties have allowed 3+ earned runs. I really like the Cardinals in this one, not only to mention the fact that the Yankees bullpen has been slipping lately, and even though the Cardinals bullpen is ranked similarly to them in ERA, they do rank better in OBP, slug, and WOBA. I'm going to take the Cardinals. There's reverse line movement for a reason. Yanks started off as favorites as -125. Now they're only -105. I like the Cardinals.
You can copy and paste your bet right over to me. Same bet,
Yep.
same amount.
I want a full unit on mine, Beaver. Sorry, Sauce.
It's really tough to pass up the Yankees at this price, but the truth is the Cardinals have a huge starting pitching advantage here. Jordan Montgomery throwing against his old team for the first time, obviously, because he just got traded about 8 hours ago. I think Montgomery might feel a little bit slighted, and he's not the type of guy to say it, but I feel like he might feel a little bit slighted. I mean, he made 6 starts in July, and he wasn't great, but he had a 4.91 ERA in July, so that's not awful. I mean, it's not great, but it's not awful. Yankees went 0-6 in those games. They just didn't hit for the guy, and he got a lot of blame for losses that weren't necessarily his fault. And then they just ship him off. I think Montgomery's going to be primed to throw a good game today. Domingo Germán is pitching on the other side, and he did grab a win in his last start. He went 5 innings and 2 earned runs, beat the Mariners. Congrats. He gave up 6 hits and 3 walks in those 5 innings. That was not a good start by any stretch of the word. Happy to fade Domingo Germán, definitely on the Cardinals.
Yeah, the only thing that I can add, because you guys pretty much hit everything, is that not only are the Cardinals, look at how good the Cardinals are at home. They're 33-20 at home. They're 25-28 on the road. This team just loves to play at home. We saw last night they can get the job done in late in extras if need be. But I love the angle for Montgomery. I'm all over the Cardinals, and to find out that all the money is on the Yankees is just like a cherry on top.
Chef's kiss, baby. Shit's beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
Next game, please.
Rockies at Diamondbacks.
Toast starts off.
Okay.
Go ahead, Beaver.
Beaver.
Listen, Chiefs, I'd love to go sharp here, but there's simply no reason to. Arizona -1.5 at +125 for 0.75 units. And this Senzatella character, I went to his StatCast. I don't know if I've ever beheld such horrible expected numbers. He truly is abysmal. And now he's facing an Arizona lineup that owns a 108 OPS against him. Want to know how his last 2 starts against the Diamondbacks went? Earlier this year, 2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, a home run, left the game. The start before that at Arizona, so his last start at Arizona, he pitched a very lengthy 0.2 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 earned runs, and 0 Ks. It's simple. I mean, Merrill Kelly right now is on another planet. I get that he faced the Giants in 3 of his past 6 games, but at the same time, we have to take into account guys like Bassett, who I think are solid pitchers, faced the Marlins 4 times in his last 7 starts and got rocked by them almost essentially every single time. Merrill Kelly held strong every time, owning these dudes. The Rockies bullpen is simply not good, and if you're going to give me +125 for a spread when Merrill Kelly's got a 478 OPS against this lineup, I mean, I'm going to take it every time. Give me Arizona -1.5.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well go second because I'm very similar. I'm also on Arizona -1.5 at +120, just for a half unit for me. And then I took another half unit, and I'm putting it on Colorado first 5 team total under 1.5 at -120.
I like that.
Just like Beaver said. Just like Beaver said, it's a must-fade spot for the Rockies. Senzatella has awful numbers on the road. Even though the Diamondbacks bats have cooled off a bit, I don't think they should have any problems at all getting to this guy. And I like Senzatella, by the way. I don't dislike this guy. I've cashed bets on him, usually at home in Coors Field. But I'm not a hater of this guy, but his numbers on the road speak for themselves. But the main reason for these 2 bets is Merrill Kelly. This dude is pitching like a Cy Young candidate right now. He made 6 starts in July and had a 1.31 ERA in those 6 starts. He's absolutely dealing. And he's pitching against a team that is the worst road team against righties in baseball, in my opinion. I don't have numbers to back that up, but I would guess they are.
They're quite bad.
Yeah. The Arizona run line and the Colorado first 5 team total under.
Can't really add much. Same bets as I'm sorry. I'm going to go Arizona first 5 -0.5 at -135 for 0.75 units, and then Arizona -1.5 at +120 for 0.75 units as well. I want that first 5 money in my pocket as well. And just to go just a little bit farther, Merrill Kelly's last 2 starts against Colorado, 8 2/3 in 7 innings. So not only is he pitching well, he's going very deep into the ball game. You just gotta love that.
Yeah, I like that first 5 run line too. I'm surprised I didn't put that on there.
Same. I'm a little
I
pissed
guess
at myself.
Well, Beaver, your voice just sounded really weird.
What? No.
Whatever. It's not. It's just different. But yeah, it's more just like the Arizona bats have cooled a little bit, but that first 5 run line should definitely cash. All right, next game.
All right. On to our second to last game. We've got the Padres against the Dodgers.
I put Dodgers -1.5 at +133 for 0.75 units, and I'm being dead ass serious. Didn't even look at who's pitching. Don't care.
You can make mine a full unit. You can make mine a full unit, brother. And I actually really like. I'll actually start. Clevenger actually hasn't looked that bad. He's starting to actually pitch very well. But listen, Andrew Heaney is extremely good too. Not only is he good, he limits hard contact, which is all those big boppers in the Padres lineup is going to want to do. He's made 5 starts this year. I'm not seeing any one of those with more than 1 ER or more than 1 earned run in any of them. Yeah, Dodgers are absolutely rolling right now. It's that easy, guys. Just keep on playing the Dodgers on the run line.
For real.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play it sharp here, and I'm gonna go with the Dodgers on the run line. It's pretty simple. Never is the Dodgers the sharp play, but it's simply put the right play. Mike Clevenger has some garbage-ass numbers against his Dodgers lineup. A 653 OBP, a 1.462 OPS. It seems like a lot of pitchers who are having some recent success are facing the Dodgers, and what happens to them? They crumble, they croak, they get disheveled. I mean, there's no point in fading this team right now. They're godly. I don't even care if they're at home. They're on crack right now. And Clevy, I love you, Clev. Big kisses. But Dodgers got 5 lefties in their lineup. He is simply not good against lefties, so I like it.
All right. No reason to even dive any deeper in this one. Next game. This is the last game?
Yeah, it's game 2 of a doubleheader.
Yeah, so real quick, I know all the money's on Seattle here. I think I don't have a play for this one. This is just a message I'm giving out. If the Angels win game 1, like I'm betting them to, then I will bet Seattle win game 2. Even if the money line's up at -150, I'll put a full unit on it. But don't even put it down because I'm not putting a play down for this game until after I see what happens in the first one. I'll tweet something out. How about that? I'll tweet something out. I want to see what happens in the first game before I put a bet down for this one. Do you guys want to give it?
I'll be betting Seattle on the money line no matter what because I continue to ride Chris Flexen and all he does is win for me. So I think it's 7 straight winners for flexing. So I'm just going to keep on riding him. Seattle for a full unit at minus 140.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good
screw it. Give me the same thing. Yeah, because that's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
All right.
I mean, I can go into it. Chris, go ahead. Go. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go. No, you go.
He said full unit.
I did put yeah.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm watching it delayed because the thing's not working.
Yeah. What did you want on it? A half or 0.75 or a full? You want a full?
For same exact thing, yeah.
All right, Chief. Damn. I'm gonna go the opposite side because I think the Mariners are gonna win the first game. So I'm gonna go LA money line at plus 120 for a half unit. I don't know why it's showing up in this Saints Row looking ass font, but I'm about to change it. All right, there we go. Simply put, Reed Detmers has been really good lately. I like what I'm seeing from him. And Chris Flexen is great, but I don't know. I feel like the Mariners take game 1, the LA Angels take game 2. I probably won't play this unless the Mariners win game 1, but we'll see. Whatever, it's a half unit. I'll live.
All right, let's move on to I have a parlay. Toasty, you have a hit parlay?
Absolutely.
And Beaver, you have nothing to give out, as usual.
No, I think I'm going to cook up a first 5 parlay, but you can talk while I
you're
do
going to
it.
cook something up?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to cook something up?
They call me a chef.
Don't burn yourself.
Toast, me go first or you?
I'll go. Christian Walker, Reese Hoskins, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. all to get a hit, coming back at plus 196.
Is that 3 players plus 196?
Yes, sir.
Why is this font keep coming up?
All right, so there's your hit parlay. All right, so I got a 3-legger. It's plus 429, and let me tell you, this absolutely cannot miss. Cannot miss. Are you ready, Beaver?
Yes, sir.
Baltimore Orioles money line. Texas Rangers money line. Boston Red Sox money line. That's at plus 429. Auto money. Spend it already.
All right, so let me concoct the odds for this real quick. I'm getting it together, but I'm gonna be putting in the Boston first 5 money line. I'm gonna be putting in here. Where's the other one I really like? I like the. I'll put the Cardinals in there. And then I'll put the Arizona first 5 money line, and let me see what that comes out to. Putting it together now. Why don't you guys talk about tomorrow's plans while I get the odds?
I'm going to do a live show tomorrow.
So do I.
Yes, we always say we're going to do one on Sunday, and then I always back out. I don't have breakfast. My mother's on vacation, so I don't have my breakfast with my mother. Hey, I had breakfast with my mom on Sunday morning, so I don't care. You make fun of me.
No, I said good for her that she's on vacation.
So why don't we say 11 a.m. tomorrow, and let's stick to it. The problem is there's so many games to cap. It's such a short time because obviously you don't want to cap until the previous day's games end, and then it's like such a short window before all those day games start. So we'll do the best we can. 11 a.m. tomorrow, a Sunday morning show. We'll see you all then. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for bearing with us with the technical difficulties today. But we'll get that fixed for tomorrow. Oh, this will be the last time you see Prop Beaver for about a week.
I'm out here taking vacations left and right.
Yeah, Prop Beaver just doesn't care about this company at all.
I mean, it's apparent.
He's going to where the fuck are you going?
I'm going to Aruba. So I'm probably not going to be looking at. I'm not going to be looking at much. Not going to be looking at much baseball, Chiefs, but I will be taking NFL notes in my off time. I already have literally a whiteboard full of futures that I'm loving for this year, so maybe I'll be playing some of those and posting those. But I hope everybody has a great week over the next week, and you win some bets. My replacement, Sean Redden, very worthy replacement. He's actually a beast at this, so you guys should be in good hands.
All right, cool. Yeah, Sean will be replacing you. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. I think it'll be just me and Toast because I don't think Sean can do tomorrow. So everyone, let's have a great Saturday. Yo, oh yes, one last thing. So the Baseball VIP will be up in about 25, 30 minutes as always. UFC VIP ticket coming right after that. So there's a UFC card tonight. I think MMA Court sent me an 11 picks, I think it is, or 9 picks or something like that. So there's a lot. That'll be posted right after the MLB. So make sure you download the app and check it out. Have a good Saturday night. Talk to you guys later.